Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu. Welcome to a Company of Heroes 2 shoutcast. We've got Stevo, or S73v0, playing as the Soviets versus Symbiosis playing as the aSIISymbiosis. No special tournament going on, no special occasion. This is just a match between two very good players. Symbiosis did pretty well in the recent TFN tournament. Made it to, I don't know, 5th or 6th round, I don't know. Pretty far. Before I got knocked out, I think. Stevo, I don't know how far he went. Might have been taken out sort of early, but he's pretty good. So both good players, and I've been given to understand that this is a good replay. It's got pink already, so I'm happy. And no surprising build from the Soviets to conscripts. No surprising build from the aSIISymbiosis. Something in my throat. Much better. I was about to switch over to see what he was building, but nope, it's Grenadiers, so good to go. And so, Colonie Ferma, this map is kind of weird because this cutoff is more gooder for this player than, well, there is no cutoff over here, really, for this guy. So, if you want to cut your opponent off of the fuel, if you're the easternmost player, you have to capture this point, and then the munitions in the middle. And so it's not impossible, right? Like, you know, chances are you'll get the munitions in the middle, but it's not quite as easy as if you're the west player, in which case to cut your opponent off the field you only need to capture this. Because there's no way they can use the middle point to link up here unless they also have this point, or actually unless they have the victory point and this point. So the chances of them having this is very low. So the reason Relic did this is, number one, they're dumb. Number two, the map used to be different. The fuel used to be all up in the north and stuff, and I can't remember what was down south. Maybe just munitions? I don't know. I can't remember. In any case, this made a little more sense back when the map used to be something it isn't now. So now we're stuck with sort of a broken map, and if you watch the Frontline Network tournament, I think the player on the east usually ended up winning here, but also whoever was Soviets usually ended up winning, and since we don't have fixed positions yet, it sort of ends up being random. It's This game, guys. This game. So we have our first engagement of the match. These conscripts are going to get sandwiched between Pioneers and Grenadiers. Pioneers maybe not going to engage. Let's find out. They're just hanging around right now. Symbiosis is trying to maybe coordinate a flank. Do we have a Flamer being researched? No Flamer yet, only the 30 munitions. So, and of course the cutoff. Stevo heading straight to the cutoff, because why wouldn't you, right? That's what's going to get your opponent. So we have two Grenadiers, Grenadier, MG, Grenadier, and then MG. So two Grenadiers, two MGs, and with the 3 conscripts, not with the 4 conscripts for Stevo. So probably what we're going to see is Clown Car spam soon, or Clown Car at some point, and then the question is he going to retreat his engineers, or is he going to build a second squad of engineers? If he's going to build a second squad of engineers, he should probably start it soon. The only reason to wait would be to not have any downtime while they're waiting to get the manpower to build tier 1, but that's not really, that doesn't make much sense because you have to build the engineers away for them to build. So probably what Stevo's going to do is retreat these engineers once they've been shot up, and once they get back there, he'll build a thing. And we have Molotovs, of course, researched. Forced these guys out of cover, but didn't do much. And so nice positioning of this MG here, catches these these engineers, and now Stevo has been roundly pushed off, with the exception of these people who managed to, because firing out of buildings is kind of weird, managed to get around the MG. Now they're good. Second MG's setting up. They're going to be okay in the house for a while. Going to get some good damage in on these guys probably. They've got 4 windows to shoot out here, but only 1 window to shoot out here, so that's not good. We'll have to figure out, oh, now they're shooting at these Grenadiers. So in any case, that's a nice place for them to hang out. Building's very, very powerful in the current game because, I don't know, but that's how it works. These Grenadiers getting torn up, so probably shouldn't stick around. You're not going to do a lot of damage to them. This squad either needs to retreat to heal up, or just go off and cap some stuff through the amount of damage, or he's waiting around for a grenade. But in any case, he just gets owned, and could have seen that coming. Interesting Ura here. He's trying to get into range of the machine gun and throw a Molotov before it can do anything. So now we have a Molotov in here. Good burning damage in on these people. They lose a man, and now they're getting out. Now these conscripts are going to be able to push these Grenadiers off. So after an early success pushing off his opponent. Symbiosis is now being forced off. This MG42 kind of just stuck firing at these guys in the house, and now Steve-O should have no trouble getting this cutoff enacted, and is probably going to make it out onto the field and start capping some stuff. We see him getting the middle munitions, so that's good. It's going to protect him a bit from, protect him even more from the cutoff over here. And so we do have a special ref command up, and we're going to see a clown car out, presumably. Oh, nope. First, ooh, Penal Battalion. That's an odd one. He did have the manpower for it, right? So it's 360 for these guys, and they're not bad, right? They're good with their rifles. They're good fighters at any distance against anything the Auster can push out. They'll roundly trounce grenadiers, presumably. I actually haven't seen them fight enough to know this, but well, to the extent that someone's going to win a fight with grenadiers, you can be much more assured that Penal Battalion's going to be able to do that. And so that's a thing. And also their satchel charges are just ridiculous. Like, you can throw one of those in this thing, it'll just blow up. You throw one in the church, it'll probably blow up, right? Like, either way, it's going to do huge damage. And if your opponent's not fast enough to dodge it, or they're in snow and they have trouble dodging it because they're slow in the snow, oh, it rhymes, then you'll just destroy them. So given the fairly MG heavy strat that Symbiosis has gone, we've seen 2 MG42s, right? He's figuring maybe, you know, do some damage with the Penal Battalion satchel charge. Either way, interesting strategy that we're going compared to the normal metagame, which is, of course, the scout car, the clown car. So great map control now by Steve-O. Symbiosis was not able to contest the top part of the map at all. He was too focused fighting in the middle, and when he eventually got pushed off, that was pretty bad. Or pushed back mostly and then off. So Steve-O's really able to capitalize it. He's capping every damn thing up here, even with his hurt conscript squad, right, with 4 men. You don't have to retreat just because you've got 2 guys dead. You can take that lull in the fight to get out there on the map and capture a lot of stuff. So I'm really interested to see what Steve-O ends up taking to. Symbiosis also we should be interested, but of course he's gone to a Lichte Mechanized Company, which is not surprising because this will give you your scout car. And in fact, it also gives you your Flammenwerfer half-track, and so it's just whichever you want, and also gets you your Panzer Grenadiers, which has gone for Shreks. In fact, without having even seen his opponent tip his hand, just now he's got to see these Penal Battalion. He sees it now. I don't know how he's got sight all the way there. I guess these people see around the house, whatever it is. He's just now got sight on the Penal Battalion, so he knows his opponent is at tier 1 and potentially somewhere else. What just exploded here? Can anybody explain what oh, Shrek, of course, obviously. So he's gone with it. Oh, man. So, okay. Was I talking in this shoutcast about, not in this shoutcast, in one of my shoutcasts about using Panzer Grenadiers as like rocket launchers, like in Quake or something, like attack ground on an enemy? Okay, I'll talk about that in a sec. But first we'll talk about the teching choice for Symbiosis. Having gone with these Panzer Grenadiers and these Panzer Shreks without even seeing his opponent's vehicles, and I think before he even saw the Penal Squad, knowing that his opponent had gone tier 1. So he doesn't know what sort of vehicles his opponent's going to get. He could expect a clown car at this point because he's seen tier 1. He could expect a fast T-70 because that's a nice thing to rush to for the Russians. And aside from that, he's not expecting any vehicles for a while, right? Because there's nothing else that the Russians really going to do. They could get a half-track, but that's a joke. They could get... no, that's pretty much it. So pretty early with these Panzer Shreks, I guess probably expecting a fast T-70 or at least a clown car, and he's worried about the sorts of damage that would do to his troops. So here's his half-track. He doesn't have anywhere near the munitions it takes to upgun or upgrade this thing with the Flammenwerfer. So having dumped it, actually, considering 150 munitions, or 120 munitions for these Panzer. Really? 120? I thought it was 150. 120 munitions for these... Oh! God damn! What even collapsed that building? Fuck! This is where we need a rewind feature. God, Jesus, that was 2... Okay, that was 1 rifle grenade. Collapsed the building. Killing... What squad was even in there? Killing, I guess, the conscript squad. Oh my god. Relic, why are buildings so fragile in this game? I've yet to... I've yet to see very many justifications for anything Relic has done in this game, but in terms of things that Relic has done in this game that I would love to hear justification for, like if I could strap one of the developers down to a chair and force feed him truth serum and make him answer some questions, I would ask, why can I collapse a building so easily in Company Heroes 2 compared to the original Company Heroes? What was wrong about the original Company Heroes and the resiliency of buildings versus things, such that it needed to be changed to what it is right now? I'm extremely baffled as to why the change was made, and it just gets you ridiculous stuff like this, where a squad just gets owned right off the bat. Somebody got killed here. So, as I was trying to say about Panzerschrecks at some point, I feel like, I don't know, I can't remember if it was in this in a shoutcast, or I was just talking to somebody, or something going on. Maybe it was in a dual cast I did. Go check the Sunday Night Fight, or the CoH2.org YouTube channel. I'm wondering whether you can use Panzerschrecks to attack ground where units are clumped up and get some sweet, sweet splash damage. Because the accuracy on them seems to be not so bad. Molotov going in to try and stop this. Whoa, interesting to see a full-on retreat from Symbiosis there. Was perhaps expecting the Penal Battalion to chuck a satchel. We've got Blizzard going on, right? I think it's a Blizzard. I can't even tell. Yeah, of course it's Blizzard. These people are freezing. So we've got Blizzard going on, so your movement's a bit slower, I suppose. And he's between the Molotov, which was going to decrease the number of places he could go, right? With this place on fire, your infantry are just going to go over here or over here. So Symbiosis knew that he was going to end up clumped up in some place, and then he figured, well, I'm more vulnerable to a satchel. That, or he was just like, man, dodging Molotovs is like hard. I'm just gonna hit the retreat button, even though I have like a half track here in 3 squads. So I suspect that was not it. I suspect Symbiosis. Oh, and the Penal Battalion, of course, can be upgraded with the flamethrower. So that's another sweet thing you can do. So we have a very bladed clown car out from Steve-O. Delayed because first he got his guards and his Penal Battalion, so that's a weird thing. This has given Symbiosis time to get a pack up in addition to the Shreks. Where are the Shreks? In addition to the Shreks, and even in addition to the half-track, which can do some damage to the clown car, except in the case where the clown car has been loaded up with Guards Rifle. This is known as the Marcus car, named after Marcus, even though he wasn't the first guy to do this, but that's okay. That's what we're calling it now. So now you know. Now you know the lingo, and when shoutcasters say weird stuff, you're not going to be lost. Boom! Panzerschrecks flying over everybody's head. One of the downsides with giving a flamethrower to the Penal Battalion is that now it has to get close for the guy with the flamethrower to do anything. And then they're like, whoop, better get out of here. Let's look at the VPs. Not so great for Symbiosis. So Steve-O's doing a great job just keeping the pressure up. Have to say I'm not really sure why Symbiosis grouped these two up. They're definitely splitting up now, so that should have been happening like a minute ago at the very least. He's potentially busy with other stuff. What have we got in teching? Nothing really. Still the Leaked and Mechanized Company. At this point, he's got enough AT between the Shreks and the pack. And he's got enough... Well, he doesn't have quite enough infantry if we swap over to Symbiosis. He's got... oh, we dumped it into a sniper. So there you go. Symbiosis figuring my opponent seems to be going pretty heavy on the infantry, and I'm not seeing any more evidence of teching after this clown car. Oof, nice couple of hits. I suspect only one actually hit, and the other hit the ground, because I think 2 would kill this. Oh, that's painful retreating these guys. I'm not sure that was worth it. Like, I think your Panzer Grenadiers have enough health to last against a conscript squad long enough to run after this thing and kill it. But, man, Symbiosis big on the retreat in this game. He's just pulling back at any possible thing, except with these guys. What was that? That was something... The trucks just explode, I suppose, from... small arms fire. That or the pack hit it. This church is going to get fucked soon when the pack shells start hitting, but it's a pack, so of course they miss. Thank you. Again, it missed. If you watched my previous shoutcasts, you would have seen packs missing all over. It finally hits the church. Doesn't do anything. Some serious remodeling, but the health bar is fine. I don't know what's going on. It's inconsistent damage, too. Not just low health. But, like, right now the pack is theoretically fucking this church up, but the health bar is perfectly fine. So, like, a rifle grenade, bam, destroys a building, like, vaporizes it. Multiple pack shots, not a goddamn thing. We have Guards Rifle in there, so they're going to get some good damage on this half-track. And we have an excellent flank coming in by Steve-O, pushes off this machine gun, mostly due to the people in the thing. And now he's going to be able to move up. All he has here to fight off, or all Symbiosis has here to fight off, is the sniper, but that's enough, it seems like, because these guys were whittled down as they were coming in, and against all odds, Symbiosis holds that. Even without his MG42 in the equation, he just had... I suppose the Flammenwerfer was doing quite a bit of it. The Guards Rifle weren't able to get close enough to do serious damage. Steve-O not pulling entirely off, leaving much of his stuff there. Also going around with the clown car, absent the clowns. Interesting choice. But, you know, if he can make use of it, then make use of it. It doesn't matter if it's not loaded up with people. Good job here moving down from Steve-O. He's probably going to get caught by this machine gun from Symbiosis. He's not careful, but what was that? Pack 40 probably. No. Oh, Shreks, of course. I just see all these explosions and I'm like, what's doing it? Oh, it's Panzer Shreks. It's always Panzer Shreks. So this church, inexplicably fine. It's lost most of the ground floor. But still, like I said, totally fine. Health bar wise, I've heard... Oh, that's a guard's rifle grenade. Those are pretty sweet. Oh no, you dropped your thing. DP. So that's not quite as... Well, in some ways it's worse than losing the PTRS because the only thing he has to kill is the half-track. And if he manages to kill that, then he won't need the PTRS. But if you think about it, his only AT is those PTRSs plus his conscript's AT grenades, which... Wrong guy. Which he has indeed upgraded, so that makes sense. We have a heavy mortar purchased. This thing has massive range. Okay, I have it selected, but it's not showing me a circle, so presumably the circle range does not show up on the map, or it's so rangy that it's not even... whatever. So we're in a blizzard now. That's the mortar's time to shine. I don't know. It's harder to hit people because you don't know where they are, but once you find where they are, chances are they're more likely to be hunkered down there because it's a blizzard, so they're going to want to stick near a heat source or something, but probably not. To be honest, like a blizzard's not going to really change much when it comes to mortars. It's just you got to spot the enemy before you shoot them, and chances are you're going to be shelling into the fog of war whether or not it's a blizzard. So there's a thing that blizzards don't change. Hooray! Everyone's like, blizzards are tactical. No, blizzards don't do jack. Alright, half-track. Still alive. 4 kills, so it hasn't been used perfectly well. The guards rifle were just out earlier than it. Having spent all that munitions on the useless, basically, Panzer Shreks. Huge damage from that mortar, by the way. This Soviet heavy mortar does lots of damage to things, and this is going to be bad if it starts... Shells start falling around here, and he gets some kills. Does it have any kills yet? 1 kill. What a kill. An infantry, of course. Burning tree. Conscript squad suffering cold. Where? That's not conscripts. Oh, these guys should pick up the DP. That'd be sweet. Penal Battalion is pretty much the perfect squad to have a DP-like machine gun. I suppose once it's got the flamer, it's less perfect because they want to be on the move. But in general, the range that you want to use the SVT-40s from is the range that you want to use the DP from, because what you just want to be doing is shooting people all the time and maybe not chasing them down too much. Of course, since the SVT-40s are semi-auto, they're also fairly good up close, so you can end up using them to close in on troops that want to run away, like the Grenadiers. So in that case, you wouldn't want the DP because you have to stop moving to fire the DP. How's the fight over here going? Somebody is doing a lot of clumping up. Oh man, we got some mines going down. These guys are going to get destroyed if they stick around and they run. His mine is almost finished. You can cancel this for the munitions, and that's what he does. Forces his opponent to waste a rifle grenade on that. Even if Symbiosis somehow saw the cancellation before he launched that rifle grenade, which he didn't. But even if he had, once you've clicked a rifle grenade and told them to throw it, or once you've clicked, I think, Panzerfaust also and told them to do it, even if they don't end up doing it, he's building a fire pit. Even if they don't end up doing it, your munitions go down the drain. Ruthless German efficiency when it comes to spending your munitions. They'll spend it even before they pull the Panzerfaust out or the rifle grenade out. This is compared to every other ability in the entire game, including all the Soviet abilities. For example, if I click on Molotov Cocktail and I click on there, but then I change my mind, like at the last moment I move the unit or something and cancel that order, I will get the munitions back. So that doesn't happen with the Germans. It's Osther. Look at this guy. He does all the work. This one man does all the work on this mortar. The other 5 sit around with their thumbs up their asses. It is like, this is not communism, okay? This is this guy getting fucked over. It's just not at all fair. Almost killed that sniper. It's a huge injustice, probably the biggest injustice in all of Company Heroes, and I hope Relic, for the sake of that guy, I hope Relic patches this in the future. So, we have a Panzer IV out, finally some teching from these players. Symbiosis floating like a shit ton of fuel and manpower, waiting to see, or this is Stevo floating a shit ton. Stevo floating a shit ton, waiting for Symbiosis to do stuff. I suspect Symbiosis was floating a shit ton, waiting for Stevo to do stuff. This is one of these cases where you really ought to just seize the moment, carpe diem, and build some stuff. This Panzer IV is out, and it's forced a reaction tech from Stevo, which is the 2 T-34s that he just called in, the T-34-85s. And so these will work pretty well against Panzer IV. Now it's got a damaged engine. We've got mortars coming in, massive damage from this flame half-track, but probably not enough to turn the tide of the battle, because now these T-34s are going to circle and destroy. Okay, now so, even though we have an Opal up, Symbiosis is in a really bad place right now. He's only AT, is the pack and the Shreks. Where's the pack? There's the pack. So, unless he can kill... Nope, he can't kill that tank. So, he's going to be in big trouble, because there's two T-34s, and that's starting to get to critical mass, right? The thing with T-34s, even with T-34-85s, is that it's the... Oh, this is a bad move. Oh, I guess he does have sight on the Pack 40, so he knows what he's doing in the sense that he knows he can circle strafe this thing. Still pretty goddamn risky if you ask me. Molotovs, that's painful too. This is pretty risky with these Shreks in the equation. Decruise it, takes a lot of damage. I'm not really... Like, he just exchanged most of the health bar on his T-34 for that. Oh yeah, squish! Oh baby! Oh, that's what I like to see. What are you guys up to? Nothing. You've been crushed. Motherfuckers. Meanwhile... Oh, nothing going on there. Oh, but forced off an MG. So, great cutoff. Great cutoff work by Symbiosis. Except he's not cutting anything off, really. There's this strategic point being cut off from the other strategic point. Oh, quick tip. You cannot cut off victory points, in case you thought maybe that was a thing. Nope. Victory points don't work like that. Just holding the stars is all it takes. This is a clusterfuck right here. All these Soviet infantry moving past are not firing now because they can't fire behind them. He doesn't care. He's like, Steve-O's like, I want to get back on the field. I'm not even going to bother trying to focus fire these grenadiers or anything. They're going to retreat. I know it because I have so much shit around here. What's ironic is that they didn't have to retreat. They could have just stuck around here because no one was shooting at them except like that one squad. So that would have actually been an interesting way to delay Steve-O, but obviously Symbiosis couldn't have read his mind and known he was going to do that. And it would have been very risky to keep those grenadiers around. 13 kills on a sniper. So there's a thing if you got a question about. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, critical mass is what you want with the T-34s, and the T-34-85s are pretty much just the big brother of the T-34-76s. In every way they're similar except just slightly better. So they still have RAM, they still have asshole mode when you get that one that lets them capture stuff. They're still fast and good at squishing and stuff. It's just got a bit more armor, a bit better gun, and they come in groups of 2 for a shit ton of money. So they're just, treat them like T-34s basically. Treat them as fragile tanks, treat them as fast mobile tanks, treat them as things that you want to get a critical mass of, because they do have RAM, and oh, here, by the way, he's got self-repair from his doctrine, so that's both of his tanks fine, although this one seems to be auto-repaired. This mortar only has 1 kill so far. Or 2 kills. I'm just kidding, it's 3 kills. I would like to see it get more kills, though. You'd think this heavy mortar would do some work for him. But it wouldn't. It won't. Okay, no, just excellent capping, I think, from both players. This fuel has gone largely uncontested, or largely untaken the whole game, but you see the Soviets have been down here trying to take it with the Penal Battalion. This sniper even trying to cap stuff, so that's a sign of a good player. He's using the sniper to cap. We have a Stug chosen for Symbiosis, probably just because he was in panic mode and didn't have the resources to get anything else at that point. He's got a second Opel truck parked on this thing. In the previous shoutcast I said you could put as many as you want on a territory. I guess that was incorrect. It's the teammates can put as many as they want on the same territory or something. I don't know, I wouldn't, like, I've never really tried it. Are we gonna ram? No, we're not gonna ram. He was trying to do a soft ram, which is come in behind the thing and just block its retreat. Notice, like I said, use them like T-34s. They have very weak armor, and so you gotta be careful. We have something coming in, probably an IL-2. What is it, a scouting run? Mark vehicle. Oh, Mark vehicle is now done by airplanes, of course. So a lot of things in this game are now controlled by airplanes. So like you couldn't use Mark vehicle during a blizzard because it requires an airplane to come in. And if your opponent can shoot down the airplane, then the Mark vehicle, I think. I'm not sure if that Mark vehicle goes away if you shoot down the airplane. I'm not sure if that's actually a model in the game. But, oh, he's gonna steal the MG? Looks like it. Except now he's getting Flammenwerfer. Oof, oof, if you lose this triple vet conscript squad, you are gonna be in deep doo-doo. Don't lose it. Don't retreat these people. Retreat the people. He's got his mortar coming in, by the way. So, all in all, this was a really unfortunate engagement for Symbiosis. The Stug is He's easily circle strafed by this thing, but that's not what he ended up doing mostly. He ended up doing it with this one, but first he was like, I'm going to shoot it out. I'm going to have a 1v1, or a 2v1 actually, with my T-34 and the Stug. The Stug's kind of a shitty tank, but it's not that shitty, and really what's important is that the T-3485s is pretty shitty. And I say this not in a bad way. I love T-34s. They're my favorite tank of the game, and T-3485s are just better T-34s in every way, but they're still shitty tanks. You have to understand that they aren't like heavy tanks or anything. They're barely even medium tanks. Don't use them in straight-on, head-on fights with the Stug. Only engage the Stug when you're going to get some circle strafe action, or when you're going to ram it with one of them and fight with the other, because the Stug's gun is just going to destroy you. This thing got down to a sliver of health before it got repaired, and then he was like, well, now I understand, I have to circle strafe it, and that's what ended up almost working against the Stug, but he wasn't able to circle strafe with impunity because the Pak-40 was around, and so that way killed him. So really it's good that Steve-O managed to get his T-34s out of there, but it just wasn't a great engagement for him. Still excellent job capping the map from both these players, sending all their infantry out. We have a marauding T-3485. He knows where the Pak-40 is because it's been firing on his guy in the middle. These guys are pinned. This is doing the circle strafe. Here it comes, but it's going to hit some Panzer Strikes. Is it going to try and squish? What's going on? There's two squads with Panzer Strikes here. He does crush one guy. He's still trying to circle strafe the Pak-40. Really nice repositioning by Symbiosis. It's going to catch this. It's going to get a hit on the rear as it drives away. I think a mortar just killed the squad there. This is down. It's abandoned. It's destroyed. I don't understand. Sometimes things get abandoned and immediately die, even though it looks like nothing's shooting at them. That was crazy. This squad's retreating and it's fine. This squad is double vet. This squad is triple vet with only 6 kills. Including a friendly kill, which for 7 kills actually. This thing has single vet finally with 10 kills, but he's got to move it because he's freezing to death. Not like it really matters, but whatever. Oh, just kidding. He's not moving it. Yep, it's got 6 people. You can let them all freeze to death, especially because one guy does all the work. Which is funny because I think in the German mortar, 2 guys do the work, so if you get it down to 1 person, the other guy just retreats. But the Soviet mortar, you're fine with just 1. He's never going to retreat. No retreat, no surrender. So really unfortunate that he couldn't kill this Vet 2 machine gun. That would have been really good for him. He's lost his penal battalion, and that's what I think died over here. It doesn't look like it. I don't know. These guys might have died more lately. So he's lost his penal battalion at some point. He called in another set of... God, nope, he lost his T-34. That's a heck of a thing for me. Oh, no, I saw that. Obviously. Yeah, so now he's up to 3 T-34s again. Not doing so well in these engagements with these T-34s. I'm kind of wondering whether he actually has to be pushing in all the time. Like, you have a big fuck-off mortar. Whoop, that's not it. You have a big fuck-off mortar. You find the Pak-40 and just shell it, right? Force your opponent to attack you, or at least force your opponent to move around, because that's when you're going to get these Stugs caught out in the open, and you're going to circle strafe them. That's when their forces are going to get split up, and they can't concentrate Panzer Shrek fire on you. Really, the only reason to fight over here so much is to get this cut off, and honestly, the better thing to do is just send 1 squad down here and fight. So, I'm always a fan of aggression, and here comes the squishing, 1 squish, and this is fucked now. I'm always a fan of aggression, but I just have to say these are somewhat ill-considered attacks. Again, abandon then destroy immediately. I feel like these are somewhat ill-considered attacks on Steve-O's part. He's just trying to push too much when he's got the majority of the map. He can let Symbiosis come to him because he's got the big fuck-off mortar. And so you can just shell your opponent to Kingdom Come with that. This is dying. It's a stolen thing, so it's not a huge deal, but it's still bad. And we're running a little low in terms of units for Steve-O. Down to his 2 T-34s, he's down to 3 conscript squads, a machine gun, and a mortar. So his guards are dead, his penal battalions are dead, his engineers are dead. Might lose this triple vet conscript squad. That would be really bad if this died. Again, not again died, but like again it would be really bad if this died. Whew, gets up by the skin of his teeth. T-34s in retreat mode. So how's the mortar doing? I feel like it's blowing stuff up. Come on, shells. It should be shelling right now. Use a precision strike. Can you see anything? Oh yeah, he can see it all. Oh man. Now he doesn't have the munitions for a precision strike, but now he does. Okay, mortar should be firing, man. Fire that shit. Yeah, okay, it's coming in, I guess. Got another kill. So, this is just prime mortar material. This is... Oh, lost a conscript squad, so... Oof, this is looking worse and worse for Steve-O as it goes. Between the bad attacks and the wonderful unit preservation by Symbiosis. Oof, there we go. Shrek's coming in, and we have, I guess, from Symbiosis a bombing run? Strafing run. Oh, suck that mortar. So, yeah, looking bad, bad, bad for Steve-O. Symbiosis just being a bit better with the unit preservation. What the... Oh, it looks like a... I don't... Must be a part of the T-34. The Stug is like forlornly pushing it along. I'm just pushing stuff around. So the only saving grace here, I think, for Steve-O is, number one, he managed to keep one of his tanks alive, so that's good. We'll swap over to him. He managed to keep one of his tanks alive. He's got triple vet, conscript squad, and his mortar. And really, he's got some map control. He's losing the entire south half of the map, but this thing is still neutral, and he's got the 2 points up top, the victory points. So we're down to 98 VPs for Symbiosis. So he can definitely come back. He's at the point, but he needs to repair his vehicles, the Flammenwerfer and the Stug, and he needs to get out there and be aggressive. And it's going to be tough because as good as his unit preservation is, that's mostly been on the vehicle side. His infantry has been whittled down a fair amount, and although these Panzer Grenadiers are fine, they just don't have anti-infantry power. They're both loaded up with Panzerschrecks, which I feel like hasn't been doing a ton for him, and at some point his Pack 40 died. Where you at, Pack? This is a rubble-strewn battlefield. Look at this. Shit went down. Where's the AT gun? I will never find it. It's a mystery. Here's a wreck, though. You know what's weird? They they changed these Panzer IV wrecks from what they used to be in the alpha and maybe in the early beta. They used to be more snow-colored. Now they're more snow-covered and more snow-colored. Now they're basically just actual vehicle wrecks. I don't know what that was about. It makes it hard to tell where the real Panzer IVs died unless you have encyclopedic knowledge of these being the fake Panzer IVs and the other things being the actual wrecks. It's weird that this is a wrecked Panzer IV, whereas this just says world. It doesn't say wrecked T-34. Relic cheaping out on their unit descriptions. I'm just kidding. They put more effort into the unit descriptions than they did on any useful part of the UI. So that was a very bloody, brutal fight. Again, these guys get out with one guy. You just need to stop doing that. You don't get vet for taking damage anymore. You're already vet 3. That's the thing. So how are we doing resources-wise? Symbiosis has a lot of fuel, but of course he's hurting for manpower. That's what it takes to keep these Panzergrens in the fight. Meanwhile, Steve-O has a fair amount of fuel, and he just dumped a bunch of manpower into a sniper, rightly figuring that the sniper will help pick off these Panzergrens, and without the Panzergrens, he's going to have real trouble capping the map back. And just honestly, at this point, bleeding the Germans of the manpower is how Steve-O wins this game, because if the Germans don't have manpower, they don't have the reinforcements. If they don't have the reinforcements, they don't have the effective infantry. If they don't have the effective infantry, they don't have the capping power, and if they don't have the capping power, they don't have the VPs. If they don't have the VPs, they don't... What are you doing, Stug? What are you... God, that was bad. That was just not good. That was a thing you ought not to have done, and you're potentially going to pay for it with your life. Just kidding. T-34 misses, then it eats a couple Shreks, and it's dead now. In the end, LOL. Did the Stug get the kill, actually? No. One of these guys. So, now Steve-O's... 2 vehicles killed. It doesn't even distinguish between light vehicles and tanks anymore. Just another thing that makes this game worse than the original Company of Heroes. I shouldn't use my funny voice for that, because I'm serious. So, now Steve was in big trouble. His AT is all dead. Because it was a T-34 really. He's got AT grenades, but against a triple vet half-track with significantly increased weapon damage, what you're going to do is you're going to lose a squad whenever you try that. We have coming in probably a strafing run. Just kidding, it's not happening yet. Everybody's pinned, look at that. This is hilarious. Now he can drive in and roast him. Except he's not. Okay, so now it looks like Symbiosis has got this. We have the sniper running around. At some point the German sniper died, by the way. Totally missed that, sorry. That was like 20 minutes ago. Now that sniper's dead, yep. Oh man. Symbiosis snatches victory back. Ha! You're pinned again. This strafing run, by the way, is bullshit. I just wanted... So that's the end of the game. Steve-O rage quits because of this bullshit strafing run. This is just so dumb. It circles like for 20 minutes and it pins everybody, like even on the retreat, I think. It's just done. He's pinned in his base. You can't... Like, he's literally pinned in his base. So that's dumb. Everything's dumb. Great play from both players. Great play by Symbiosis coming back. I'd say biggest mistakes here were Steve-O pushing in here and getting himself beat up places where he didn't have to get beat up. And also unit preservation on the guards in the penal squad really could have been a bit better. Button would have helped. And great play from both players, and I enjoyed the game. So I hope you enjoy the game too, and maybe you can buy me an ice cream cone because it's really hot where I am. So that'd be a nice gesture from you. You know, I never really get anything from you. I feel like this is sort of a one-way relationship. I'm just giving and you're not. Okay, bye.